Okay, it says you're in the green room there, Betty Jo. Have we got you this time,
Okay.
Betty Jo? I can
Can
hear
you see me
you.
now?
I can see you. I can hear you. Can anybody else? Is
Okay. Is
everybody
it
else?
echoing at all?
Not to me.
Okay. I think when I put my earbuds in, it messed up the sound.
Oh, okay. Well, if
So
it does well for you, then you're good. If you don't
so
have
I
your
took them
earbuds
out.
in,
I took them
okay.
out.
All right. All right, Betty Jo. We just ate up a few minutes of our time, and I'm sorry about that. But tell us about yourself. Where do you live? Where are you from?
Okay. I am from Washington State, and I grew up on an island.
Oh, wow.
So life was a little different. Um, I live in Utah now. I live about 45 miles west of the airport. So if you're heading towards Reno, you
Uh-huh.
would head towards where I live. And I live out in the desert. There's sage, scorpions, cactus, that kind of thing.
You don't have scorpions, do you?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Do you really?
Yeah, my daughter even got stung by one here in the house. So,
Really? Are they just little
yeah,
teeny?
yeah, they're those little clear tan colored ones. Kind of
Oh,
gross.
that's not good. When I think of scorpion, I think of something this big
No,
with a
but we
curly
did.
tail.
And when we lived in Hawaii, we had centipedes that were, oh, a good 12 inches long, and they were poisonous.
Oh, yuck. Oh,
And
yuck.
frogs that would shoot poison out of their eyes.
Not fun. All
I
right, Betty
know.
Jo,
Hawaii
tell
was
us
fun.
about your sewing history. When did you first start?
Okay, well, the first sewing I experienced was with my grandmother. She was born in 1893,
Hmm.
and so she had the pedal machine, the old,
Oh,
I don't, it was either a Viking or a singer, but it was an old
uh-huh.
pedal machine. And I was extremely tiny as a kid, so I would sit actually on the pedal and rock back and forth like it was a swing to help her sew.
Really?
So, yeah. And then in the same room, she had her washing machine, which was a big kettle drum. It was one of the first electric washing machines, and it had these big plungers that would go up and down and turn. So it made quite a bit of noise between that and the sewing machine, I remember.
That sounds
But
fun.
I hate I was a real tomboy. I thought I was Sam Gribley from My Side of the Mountains. I spent a lot of times in the woods, and I could shoot a bow and arrow and all that type of stuff. And
Wow.
I didn't want to have anything to do with anything girly at all. Um, and then in junior high, really bad experience with a home ec teacher that just didn't like me. So I hated it. But then when I got married, I wanted to sew for my daughter, and my husband's uh, aunt gave me her, oh no, my husband's grandmother gave me her sewing machine, which was a Kenmore, and his aunt came over and taught me how to use it. And so I started sewing. I sewed clothes for my kids for years and years and years. And then I moved by where my sister lives after we were out of the military. And she called one day and wanted to know if I wanted to go on a quilt shop hop. And I didn't
Ah.
quilt. And I argued with her, told her I didn't quilt. But
And look
we
at you
went,
today.
and I had a great time, and I love art and fabric. And so I didn't think I was going to sew anything, but I liked it. And she got me into quilting. She failed to tell me that quilting was an expensive habit and addictive. So that's been like, I think, oh, that was in like 2001. So it's been almost 20 years. And now I'm the crazy quilter, and she just kind of, you know, she
You
still
took
quilts, but
over.
I did. And I remember the things she told me. I thought she was such a snob. She told me that I shouldn't buy my quilt fabric at that certain store that starts with the letter J, and that wasn't good fabric. I should buy it at a quilt
Oh,
store. And I told her there was no way I was spending that kind of money on fabric. And then after a store bought quilt that had been made like in Indonesia or something started shredding and falling apart, I realized that if you're going to put that much work into a quilt, you probably should buy good fabric. So
definitely.
now I buy my
Definitely.
fabric at the quilt store.
Well, that's the best fabric you can get. And
It really is. When people ask me now and make fun of me for spending that much money on fabric, I say it's kind of like buying Walmart 200 count sheets or buying the really nice Macy's 600 Egyptian cotton sheets. It's
yeah, yeah,
it's
for
kind of the same
sure.
comparison.
Okay,
Anyway,
Betty Joe, we have a lot of people asking about the quilts behind you, and I maybe that was going to be down the road, but do you want to jump right into that and show us what you've got?
sure, if I will try. I'm not very, as you could tell by the delay, I'm not really that tech smart, but we'll give it a try.
I think you're
Okay,
doing
so
great.
like I said, I love row by row and I love quilt shop hops. My sister got me addicted, and so I travel all over the nation. I've been on shop hops. I did the Oregon Trail. There was one that went from Astoria, Oregon, all the way down to Brookings. You go on the Highway 101, and that was called the Quilt Run 101. And I've been to the Central Washington one, the Western Washington one. It's one of the largest shop hops in the United States. And then I've been on some on the East Coast in Hawaii. So I just enjoyed going, traveling, seeing other quilt shops and doing the shop hop. And of course, I've done the Utah one a billion times. I love it. So then I got into row by row. And for those of you that don't know what row by row is, you go to each shop and they have a pattern for one row. And then you can enter a contest by sewing up your quilt, and you have to have, I think it was 8 rows at the time. And they follow a theme. Each year is a different theme. And if you're the first one to turn it into the store, out of all the quilts, you're the first one to do it, then you got a fat quarter bundle. So the first row by row I did, I'm going to try to show it to you. I don't know, I'm not very tall, but the first one I did was called Sew a Season. And
Sow a season. Is that correct? You said sow a season.
SEW. So I'm going to stand on this little stool I brought.
Oh, be careful, Betty Joe.
There you go.
Oh,
All
that's
right,
beautiful.
So you sew a season.
Look at that.
And I like to pick an overall theme. So I picked the beehives.
I kind of recognize a few of them.
This one was from American Quilting in Orem.
Uh-huh.
And they had, I'm going to bring it a little closer. They had English paper piecing on the roses.
Wow.
And I'm not going to paper piece for anybody, let alone English paper piecing. So I made yo-yos. So there was a lady that posted today on one of the forums about yo-yos. So this is some of the things you can do with a yo-yo.
Well, that's great.
And then I put faces on my pumpkins. This was just a pumpkin row.
Huh.
But I put faces on them. And then this one is from Girlfriends.
Yep, I recognize that one.
Yeah, that, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, the snowman.
My sister was here, she could do it. Anyway, and so I just liked doing that. And then on the other side, I took the beehives and I made these little patches, and I made the bee trails.
Oh.
So why is that? Okay, so if I move.
There you
go. I
go.
made the bee trails say my initials, and then down here they say, they gave the date.
Oh.
And so it's just kind of fun that way. And then so that was the first one. That theme was Sew a Season. And then the next one was H2O. And this one's for Heidi Todd. This one's for you. So this theme was H2O. And I chose to do, gotta get it right.
There you go.
There you go. I chose to do umbrellas and boots and things. I guess I gotta go backwards. I'm not good at that.
I know, it's awkward, isn't it?
It is it's backwards. So I love the clothesline. I thought that was so fun. And the boots and the water cans. I used 2 different fabric lines on this. And I think the little girl,
Kathy,
she's got a vinyl raincoat on.
Yeah, I love it.
So that was fun to make. But it's all
now,
from it makes me feel like home because it's all rain and.
So this one right here that you're just showing, Betty Jo, this one you're showing, was that a row by row also?
Yes, this is a row by row. And the theme was H2O. And then I like to change them. I like to balance the fabric colors. And then I changed all the flowers so that they would match in each row. They had different flowers. I kind of tried to make them all the same. And so that was a fun row by row. And then
so Betty Jo, I have to tell you what Kathy Stone said. She said Betty Jo is always one to do her own things. She's never afraid to do something different. I admire her creative heart.
Well, that's
and you know Kathy
Kathy
Stone really well.
Yes, well, we've taken a few classes together.
Yeah,
I love Kathy.
You have. I do too.
So this one, the theme was Home Sweet Home. And I was going to make it in fall colors. And I wanted to do birdhouses. And I wanted to do fall leaves and fall colors. Well, when I got to Mom's Craft down in Delta, let's see if I can get that to show. She had this row right here, and I absolutely loved it. It was like the best ever. And I was with my girlfriend, and I said, well, I really want to do this row, but it doesn't match my fall theme. So my girlfriend's smarter than me. She said, well, just do a Christmas one or a winter one and save the fall one for another time. So I did, and I changed all of them. I'm going to see if I can move this a little closer. I changed all of them to winter. So I took the same rows and I did them winter. So this is the girlfriend row right here. Okay. So that was originally a tulip or something, and I changed it to a poinsettia. I added the snow. I put in the moon with this. It's got, you can't see it, but it's Santa and the reindeer.
We can see it really well.
This one was out from, I think it's called Richfield, out in, it's down south and east. But it was originally had a bicycle down at the bottom of the tree. And so I changed that to a sled. I'm sorry if this is making you guys sick. So I changed it to a sled, and I made the ladder.
How cute!
Like a hanging ladder.
Yeah.
And then this one was Stylish in Logan, and they had a big gap here between the fabric and the pinwheel. So I added the wreath.
Oh, perfect.
And then I added holes to all of them. So like this was a gingerbread house, but I added the holes to make it a birdhouse. So these are all like bird houses.
Oh,
anyway, it was a lot of fun. And all the fabric is Kimberbell's Christmas Merry and Bright.
I can see that.
And it's the fabric I won at one of the other row by rows down in Delta. They didn't have a set thing. They said I could pick out any 24 fat quarters I wanted.
Wow.
Or any group that had already been grouped. And so there was a whole fat quarter bundle of the Merry and Bright. And I was like, I took it up to the counter. I said, you don't mean this one too, do you? And they said, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fine. So I got the entire line of Merry and Bright, and I used that in this quilt.
You made bank on that one.
Well, actually, this one went crazy. The people from Row by Row, they have a blog. They called me and wanted to do an interview about this quilt because they had so much input on it. It had, I don't remember how many shares, but like a crazy amount of shares. And it went worldwide. I got a call from Italy, from a quilt store there. They wanted to know if they could put it on their blog. And
really?
I got a call from England. I got a call from Germany.
So you're kind of published, right?
I guess. But the funniest thing is that people kept saying, do you have a pattern for the snow? And I kept saying, no, I just put snow on the building. Well, do you have the pattern for it? I got that block, but I don't remember getting snow with it. And I said, so
Oh, so
I
you
had to explain
changed
to him
it.
that I changed it. And, that's kind of what I do. That's what Kathy was saying.
It
And then
looks like
this
it looks
rope,
like it was just made that way though. Will you give us a
well,
big will you give us a big overview of that what the quilt we just looked at, the Christmas one?
okay, the Christmas one. I'll
Yeah,
see.
let's just see
Okay.
the whole thing. Look at that.
Let's see. Oh,
Wow.
you're tilting. Oh,
Yeah,
tilt
we're
the other way. There you
tilting.
go.
That
There
is
you go.
so pretty. And you made it your own.
I did. That hung up in at Midway, at the Midway shop
Uh-huh.
for a very long time. It's my favorite. And then this one now is my new favorite. Did it go the wrong way? Oh no, here
No,
you
I
go.
we're still upright.
Okay. This let me go back. Okay. So this pink one, I'm trying to
The
get
one
it
with
so
the
it's in
ice
the
cream on
camera.
it?
Yes. Oh, you're all getting seasick here, I'm sure. There you go. Okay. So there it is. So this
Look
one,
at that.
that's the last row by row I did, and it was all about food, but I decided to choose ice cream cones and make it all about ice cream. And because I have such wonderful friends at Kimberbell that got me a embroidery machine, made me get an embroidery machine, I was able to embroider some of
I
the
like it.
squares.
I like how you said that, Betty Jo.
They talked me into it. So
They
this
did.
top I don't know if there you go. So the top one I was able to embroider summers are for ocean dreams and sweet ice cream.
Oh, wow.
And that's actually a row I designed because you had to have so many rows and I didn't have enough. So I created it with the seal and the beach because it's kind of like home. And
That's
then on
beautiful.
this row, I don't know, is this clear for you guys?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
On this row, I added a saying that says, I've taken a liking to ice cream. If not for this, I'd be thinner. Now that I'm grown, no one can tell me I can't have ice cream for dinner.
Oh,
And that is
cute.
it's a song by Carol Connors, and she
Huh.
lives up in Farmington. It's a really cute little song. But so I that when I was making this quilt, that song kept going through my mind, and I kept
Huh.
thinking, I've taken a liking to ice cream. If not for this, I'd be thinner. Now that I'm grown, no one can tell me I can't have ice cream for dinner. So, and then I loved this block from Oregon, from the Oregon coast.
Wow.
And so I made her eating an ice cream cone.
How cute.
And
Well,
then
they're saying
this,
gorgeous quilt. Your quilts are beautiful,
thank
Betty
you.
Jo. Love the
And
ice
this
cream.
one, I don't know if I can get this up here. This one, this square, I changed, it was cupcakes, and I changed them to ice cream
Oh,
cones.
how
But the
fun.
big part is that all the fabric, all the pink fabric in this quilt block are from dresses I made for my girls when they were little,
Are
or
you
clothing I
kidding?
made from them. It's all from scraps from that.
Oh,
Because
my.
unlike my sister, who is a minimalist, I still have scraps from all the clothes that my daughters uh, I made. And then this one is from Kimberbell, or from
Yep, I remember that one.
Girlfriends.
You bet.
And I changed all the cones to match, so
Oh, I
it
love
would
it.
match better. And then all of the cones actually throughout the quilt, I changed to that stripe so it would pull it together. And I love this little one that was the, she's
Ah,
Sunbonnet Sue. I don't know if you can see
yep, I can see that. That is so pretty.
So she's Sunbonnet Sue. And this crazy dog was fun. That was from a place out in Oregon.
Huh.
And he had a cupcake also, but I changed him to an ice cream cone.
Oh, look at you.
And then this one was from Quilter's Attic. This this scoop one here.
Uh-huh.
So that one actually was just like that, and it blended in well. So it was a really fun quilt to make. And then you're supposed to label it and let people know what quilt stores you went to. And so I designed this block to show all the different quilt stores. And nobody else probably would do this, but because when you make something, if something's weird about it, it bothers you.
Okay.
And every time I see this face here.
Oh.
I shouldn't have used the polka dots there because it looks like
now I can see it now.
A really bad golf hat.
That is great. So someone
because I had my embroidery machine, I was able to embroider the label. I was really excited.
Okay, Alice Jackson wants to know if all of the blocks are sewing or are there any embroidery. But I can see you put embroidery on some of them, but they come out as sewing blocks when you get them.
All of the blocks are for sewing.
Yes.
I added some embroidery to this pink quilt, but the regular ones, it's all applique and sewing. And then this little guy over here, I don't know if you guys can see this one. When I did the Quilt Run 101, sorry. I'm so sorry about my bad cameraing. Can you see that little guy?
Yeah, we can. It's a little bit blurry right now. Oh, there, it's good. It's good.
Okay, so on this quilt run, when you went in, the store said you can either play the Mardi Gras thing or you can do the Fat Quarter Challenge. And you bought a fat quarter at each store that they handed you, and then you're supposed to put it together in a quilt. But what they forgot to mention is that none of the fat quarters were going to go together. So the first one I got, I thought, oh, that's kind of cool fabric. And then the next one I got was like, I got this little flowered one first, and then I got this stripe. And then I got this one down here is kind of like a Celtic. And it was just like, oh my gosh. And this one was like Mardi Gras balloons. And I thought, what on earth could you possibly make with these fabrics? And my girlfriend said, oh, that's going to be a monster of a thing to try to come up with. So I designed the monsters.
And there you go.
And now I have this little monster quilt. And then I used my Cricut to cut out the words little monster and scary and stuff like that. And that was one of the things I wanted to say today is that like Kathleen said, I like to create my own look, my own style.
Yes, you do.
And I'm gonna try and show you. I've been working on this one. I started this actually for my sister's niece, but it didn't get done. So now maybe it'll be for another one of her nieces. I don't know. So I wanted to do Tangle because the mom liked Disney. So I decided I was going to do Tangle. So I went online and looked up. Whoops.
Are you kidding?
Looked up a picture of the Tangled castle. And so then I played with it and drew it. I can't figure out how to get that.
Okay.
There you go.
That's perfect.
So that's the tower from the Tangle movie. And
all right,
I'll come closer. So I found a beautiful fabric that had these flowers, and I fussy cut them all out.
Are you kidding?
And then I drew the tower, and I found that this is a purple with a really pretty gold lame type thread. And then I actually found purple bricks, kind of a purplish brick. And so I put that, and then I put the purple over it to look like stucco.
Yeah.
Like in Italy, how things fall off.
That is beautiful.
It'll have trees. I think you can see the drawings there.
Yeah.
It'll have some trees and some bushes and things.
Heck.
So
that is amazing. Hey, hold that back up again, Betty Jo. Hold that back up.
Okay.
Now that we've seen it up close. I can't believe that you cut out all those flowers. It looks like a panel that you've bought. But you made
Oh,
that.
no, yeah, it just is it's a bunch of, it was a really pretty floral print, and I just cut them out and used the heat and bond or whatever and stuck it all together.
That is amazing. All right, Kathy Stone wants to know, what machine do you use?
I just had, well, when I was doing this at first, I had a Baby Lock Symphony, which I still have. And now I have a Baby Lock Adventura 2, which does embroidery and sewing.
Wow.
Not as nice as the Altira or whatever, where they can just trade it to sewing.
Yeah.
If I had more money, I'd
You do
just
have
get
to
one like
switch
that,
it out.
because I have to switch it out. And then the next block in that quilt, I wanted the scene where they're lighting the.
Oh, yes, the lanterns.
So it's them putting the lanterns up into the air. And I found this great purple fabric with the stars and then the lanterns. And then I was able to find a drawing of the castle. This way. There we go. And so I cut out the castle, and it's separate pieces of black over the yellow to give the outline.
That is beautiful, Betty Jo.
All the lanterns going up. So, and then it'll have one big square with the lantern symbol. There'll be another square that has that lantern symbol. Where's the camera? I don't even know where the lens. There it is. So there'll be one big square that has this that symbol on it, and then it'll have another panel that has. And now it's been long enough I can't remember, but she says something about choosing a new dream, or it's about dreams, and so that'll be embroidered.
Well, that's beautiful. So, just beautiful.
So,
wow.
So I like to draw and create my own pieces.
Yes, you do, and you've done a great job.
Well, thank you. And I had hoped that we'd get these digitized, but you said you wanted to share that. So I drew these up for today, and maybe they still can get them. So
that is beautiful.
I might figure out my. So this is Giving is Living. I don't know how to. There you go. Whatever.
I know it makes you crazy.
I know. You guys are so good at it, and I'm just not. Anyway, so we had originally hoped that we could make this so they could stitch it out or watercolor it, either one. And then I made this one that is Always Be Humble and Kind, and I thought maybe the hand embroiderers could.
Yeah, that would be great.
Could do that one. And then I did a little, sewing machine. Wow. Grateful for my girlfriends. So we'll see if they get them done. If not, then maybe I can do it So I hope to eventually, I'd love to make my own fabric. So I do, what do they call that?
Illustration.
So I've written about 10 children's books, and I have 3 illustrated, and they're a counting book. This one is monsters themed. So this is 3 monsters and a yellow rubber duck.
Oh, fun.
And then there's a space one, and it is all about space. And this one is 8 craters on a yellow moon, 7 stars in a dipping spoon.
So are your books published, Betty?
No, because I'm a chicken.
Not yet, huh? Not yet.
And then this one is an ocean one. And so there's 5 dogfish are homeward bound. And so if you see the swirls in the background, that's kind of throughout all of the books. They all have that background. And so I got a Moxie, which Barbara
I do want to hear about the Moxie.
So this is my living room, people. My husband wanted me to put the Moxie in my living room. So there it is.
I love that, Betty Joe.
And so this is where the quilts are. That's where my television and everything is.
Uh-huh.
And then on this wall, there's just this little pathway to get through the living room because we had to move our couch way over to make room for the Moxie. And then my sewing station is, we're going to travel here. My sewing station is here. So if you're looking at my living room, I've got my sewing. Um,
Oh, look at
there's
you. Yes.
my sewing and everything, and then the Moxie and so,
Wow.
the poor man. And then I have a sewing machine on my kitchen table because you have to be able to switch back and forth. But I want to see if you can you see the view out my window here?
Yes.
So when I'm sewing at the kitchen table, I can
Oh,
see the
you can
mountains.
just look out, huh?
Yeah,
Well, I
the
love
Moxie,
that.
I'm loving it. I'm really having fun playing with it. And I've got a little frog quilt on here right now
Oh,
that I'm playing with. And so I
well,
bring the
look
art
at
over
you.
like to do the, I don't know if you can see them, but there's
I
bugs
can.
and
I can see them.
dragonflies. And this is only the second one I've done, or I guess it's my third now. Um, I did when we did the block swap, I did this one. So this was really my first time trying to learn.
Oh, that looks so
And
nice.
so I was able to come in and do some little hearts and things, and I don't know. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of scary, but I had
Well, good for
one last thing
you.
I wanted to show you. I
Okay,
know we're
please
almost out of
do.
time, but I have to go out of the room and grab it.
Okay. We'll just admire your quilts while you're gone because they are beautiful.
So my son bought me this great setup to hang up the quilts so they could be seen, and he bought me the tripod that my
Oh,
iPad is on.
uh-huh. Good for
So
you.
I mentioned my grandmother and how she influenced me about sewing. She also taught me how to knit and taught me not to cuss, taught me not to lie. She always was trying. She'd always say, "Now, Betty Joe, that didn't really happen, did it?" So anyway, her grandmother, my great grandmother, was born in the 1830s, I think.
Yeah.
1830, maybe 24. She made this quilt. So I can get it up there.
Really? She made that for you?
Oh no, this is old. I just happen to have it.
Oh, I wish I could help you there, Betty Joe.
I know. So the back view, sorry.
Oh my heck, look at that.
So I know that the grandmother that made this is my great grandmother.
And she probably did it all by hand, right?
It's all hand quilted. I don't know the name of the pattern. Somebody said it was Job's Tears.
Oh, wow.
But if you look at the quilting, it's so tiny. She had the best quilting, I guess. They used to all rave about it. But it's almost like it was done on the sewing machine.
Wow.
And it always amazes me that they did this without electric lights. You know, it's one thing to sew that tiny, but to do it without electric lights and to get the lines that straight when your hand's sewing, it's just amazing.
Wow.
But the best part for me is that she left this box.
Okay.
This actually is a box my grandmother put it into, but inside the box, there are my great grandmother's sewing scissors.
Oh my heck, really? Oh.
Scissors.
Oh, Betty Joe,
And
that wow.
I have a couple pairs, but I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
So it has her little scissors. It has this is the original color because it has she was making some pillows.
Wow.
to go with it. So this quilt has been washed a billion times, but you can see the
Really?
darkness of the colors, the vibrant colors she used.
Wow. And to think they
So
sewed that all
I
by
don't know when
hand.
this was made, but I know that she passed away not long after the turn of the century. So
Huh.
I don't know when she made it, but anywhere from probably 1845, 1850, up until 1900. And
Wow.
then the box also has all the little pattern pieces from the quilt that
Oh.
she had made. So I could eventually do the same block. And then the strings of button, they're the little dots on the
Oh.
quilt. She'd make them
Really?
ahead. And you guys were talking about earlier, we were talking about the yo-yos. Look how
Yeah.
tiny these are. She
That is
handmade these
very
little
small.
yo-yos.
Wow.
And so there's the different colored yo-yos,
Betty Joe, I just love that.
and then the bigger yo-yos.
Wow.
And it has the wax paper that they did the pattern, the quilt pattern on.
Uh-huh.
So just kind of a nice keepsake, I guess you'd call it.
Wow. Makes me want to put
And
something in a box now.
well, yeah, and this is just something that
And she
they put
probably didn't
aside.
think
I don't.
she probably
It's got
didn't
my
think that this
grandmother's
would
name
be
on it.
she probably didn't think this would be anything wonderful or great, but look how you treasure it now.
Yeah, and this was an everyday quilt. This was just their everyday. You can tell it's been
Wow.
laundered a million times, and she made several quilts. A beautiful bear claw quilt that was blue and white, and my mom let my brother have it. And she went over to a yard sale at his house, and it was hanging up for sale for $100. And she about threw a fit, took it down, and said, "You can't
Oh.
sell my grandmother's
Oh,
quilt."
wow.
so,
Wow.
but we have quite a few heirlooms from
That
our family. So, and we didn't come across the plains in a wagon, so we have quite a few big pieces of furniture and things because nothing had to come over in a wagon.
I've got some things that came across in a wagon, so
Do you really?
that
That's cool.
that is
So we have
really
like all their china.
something.
My sister has their china, their everyday china, or their
Oh.
fancy china. I don't know.
So Christina Flynn wants to know, do any of your children quilt or sew?
Um, Actually, yes. Both my daughters sew, and the one daughter came to a class with me, and she's a science teacher, teaches science and math, calculus and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because we did some kind of star, and there were half square triangles, and my points are all off. My sister's a point person. I am not. I could care less. As long as it looks good overall, I'm happy. And my daughter made her very first quilt block, and I'm telling you, every point was perfect because she's a math person, and so every
Is that
single
right?
point was.
I'm not
It was just
surprised.
amazing. And then my other daughter, I'm going to take the camera again. My other daughter
Okay.
doesn't sew. She says she doesn't sew. She won't use a pattern, but she made this little quilt here. Let
Oh.
me turn this again. Can you see that? If I take my tablet off, it would help. But there's the camera. I'm going to take this off here because then I can hold it right. Then I know I can hold it right. Okay, so she did this. It's a book called a book quilt. And so she asked me one Christmas what my favorite books were. And then she turned it into this little quilt. So I like Tiki Tiki Timbo. Where it is, right here.
Oh, wow.
And so she actually went to Spoonflower and found the fabrics and put it on there. She got Little House on the Prairie. Uh-oh, I think I lost you.
Nope, we're still here. We're still here.
Are you still there?
I'm still here. Keep it going. Betty Jo, are you still there? That's the question. I think we lost our sound, Betty Jo. We can't hear you anymore. We have had a real treat listening to Betty Jo and seeing what she's shown us. It's been amazing.